What's going on, everybody? So I know I've talked a bit about the unreported sex crimes in black communities, but I'm going to go a little deeper on the subject to talk about the rise of homosexuality and how the sex culture of black communities is contributing to it. If you look at the rap industry, the hip-hop industry, some people differentiate the two. I think they're the same thing. I think they're garbage. But if you look at the rap industry, what do you see with the women? You see women twerking on each other, making out with each other, grabbing up on each other, and doing all kinds of homosexual and or bisexual things with each other. You hear of a large amount of African American females being bisexual in the music industry, but you don't have a lot of guys coming out saying it. Same thing with literal lesbians. They're saying the same thing, but you don't have the guys coming out openly saying they're gay, really. And the reason for that is because you see, homosexuality with men is not really shown in their music videos. Because you see, the men are the ones that are glorifying the women doing it. You don't have women making music videos about men being gay and doing this shit with each other. You have guys talking about, I got this bitch who's going to be with this bitch tonight and all that. Now, when you go a little further with it, let's look at the prison population. Blacks are the majority of the prison population. We know a lot about, I'm sure we all know about the sexual assaults in prison. These black men who are going to prison and being sexually assaulted, they get changed from that. That's part of why prison changes people so much. They make jokes about this in movies. Like if you've seen Friday, when that dude played by Terry Crews, I forgot his name, got out of prison, he was on all that gay shit. That's because that's what prison does to some of these people. And you see, the thing about it, when these guys get out and they're having these mindsets, they're going to be touching boys. They're not going to be touching girls. They're going to be touching boys. And when these girls are hypersexualized like this from this music, they're going to be touching girls. And they're going to be having sexual affairs with minors. And the boys are going to think it's normal because, hell, it happens. It happens all the time. So, what's going to end up happening here, because the women being bisexual, lesbian, and shit is popularized in the music, and it's an accepted part of the culture due to the music, it's okay. You could talk about that. You can be bisexual, you can be lesbian, you can be whatever you want to be in a black community if you're a female. But if you're a man, you get shunned. People talk shit about how you're gay, and you're a fag, and you're a fruitcake, and all that shit when you're a gay guy in the black community. And the reason for that is because, you see, while the prison culture is accepted in the black music industry quite a bit, and prison culture is heavy in the black community, you could tell because sagging your pants originally started in prison. And that was a homosexuality thing in prison. But prison culture is not as widely talked about in black communities. So these men are not talking about how normalized it is for them. When you have these children who get touched as a child, those children are going to grow up to be the same exact way. Okay, this is supposed to be a crosswalk. I'm supposed to have right of way. Hey, these cars just keep driving. They do this to everybody. That's why there's signs that say, please drive as if your children live in this neighborhood. Sons of bitches. But, anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. When this is normalized in the culture the way it's normalized, nobody's going to care. Everyone's going to think it's normal. That's why so many of these sex crimes get unreported. That's why these child prostitutes that are getting paid to basically be with women and men go unreported. Because this is normal. It's because of this hypersexualized culture that has been created by this rap music and by our hip-hop industry. It's because of that there is so much premarital birth in the black communities. 72% of black children are born into single-parent households. That is 25% of all the nation's single-parent households is black, and yet they're only 13% of the population. They have the most abortions in the country. They have the highest rate of STDs as well. This is a result of this music industry that we've been seeing. That's why if you look at the female music artists, the only way a female can succeed in rap now is by over-sexualizing herself. Examples of that are Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj and Rihanna are perfect examples of this. Okay, everybody liked Rihanna when she first came out because she was fucking sexy as hell. I even thought Rihanna was sexy as hell. Nicki Minaj, people look at her because they think she's sexy as hell. I think she's all plastic. But that's my opinion. But you see, you look at the content of their music videos and how their content has shifted to being a lot more sexual. Beyonce, she got big because, well, let's just be honest. When people think about Beyonce, they think about her ass. Jennifer Lopez, when she got into this industry, people were on her because of her ass. And because of how her and Beyonce used to shake their asses and twerk. This is why there's so much sex crimes. This is why there's so much problems in the black community with sexualization. Because blacks are overly sexualized in their own communities. So, with that being said, Divisive Legends tuning out. Peace.